The Carmelo Anthony legal team is in shambles after bombshell texts came out that he fantasized about murder before killing Austin Metcalf. Oops.
Convicted killer Carmelo Anthony's retrial hearing continues today as the judge is considering a trove of evidence that the jury never saw. Convicted killer Carmelo Anthony's retrial hearing continues today as the judge is considering a trove of evidence that the jury never saw, including disturbing text messages that were sent by Anthony. Todd Pyro joins us now with the latest. Todd?
Ainsley, good morning. The fate of Carmelo Anthony's retrial attempt.
I think we should do a retrial and put him to execution. I think we should give him the death penalty. I don't like the 35 years situation. I think it should be death penalty. I agree with the retrial.
Remains undecided as his hearing for a new trial continues this morning.
What does defenders say now? They don't care. Like, you're not going to reason a person out of a position they didn't reason themselves into. The people that are Carmelo Anthony defenders are just racist black people for the most part. That's what it is. If you go look at the Carmelo Anthony protests, it's all racist black people. That's it. You're not going to, you don't come to that position from a reasoned point of view. It's not rational. You just invent this.
Prosecutors revealing disturbing new texts showing Anthony threatening to murder his girlfriend around the time Austin Metcalf was stabbed in the heart at a high school track meet. One text from Anthony reads, quote, "How many bullets you want coming out of your chest?"
It's always the ones you most expect. That's crazy. He's so fucked. I know, psychopath. I know. Again, it's just... He said... I mean, everybody could see this. Like, how come we're only learning about this now? Well, because it wasn't relevant to the case, honestly. Who could have seen this coming? Yeah, but he was such a good boy. Uh-huh.
Anthony sending...
What am I supposed to tell my kids?
Another saying, quote, "When I stab somebody, I'm going to lick their blood off the blade."
And what an aura loss, too, by the way. After he stabbed that kid, he was crying. He wasn't licking anybody's blood. Like, this dude thought he was Wesley Snipes from Blade. He thought he was really that guy. And then he actually does stab somebody and kill them. And he's totally like, what an aura loss. He's crying. "I did it, officer." Like, dude, that's the worst thing. Well, I guess actually killing him is the worst thing. But this is also kind of embarrassing, too, right?
And this text sent 2 hours before Metcalf was murdered, reading, quote, "I'm low-key on the verge." After receiving these threatening texts, Anthony's ex-girlfriend allegedly told an assistant principal he was stalking her. Prosecutors adding Anthony had a...
So, okay, we got to figure this out then. So you have, so if she told the assistant principal that he was stalking her, did she show the text messages? Because if she did show the text messages, then we need to figure out who that assistant principal was and hold them accountable. Because if you didn't take action when one of your students said, "I'm going to stab somebody and lick the blood off the blade," if that didn't cause, you know, like, oh, you know what? Maybe we should do something about this. We've really got to go all the way with these people. We really do. That's why his parents crashed out. Yeah, I mean, what's going on? Where's this assistant vice principal or whatever? Who is this?
History of getting into fights and an obsession with...
history of getting into fights.
Knives and guns.
And let me get this straight. So he's sending text messages to people talking about killing people, fantasizing about them, shooting them through the chest, licking the blood off the blade after he's killed them. And then he's getting in fights in school and he's fantasizing about guns and knives. And he kills somebody and people are all like, what?
This information just now being revealed to the jury, or just now being revealed, I should say, was kept under wraps by both sides as a gentleman's agreement, promising to not use the text as evidence ahead of Anthony's original murder trial. The defense had agreed not to speak on victim Austin Metcalf's juvenile criminal history, which included graffiti and incidents of Metcalf bullying minority students, being violent, and using racial slurs. Anthony's team now claiming the agreement violated his constitutional rights and contributed to his decision not to testify. The court's going to hear more testimony today. Back over to you.
And in the mind of the people that are the supporters of him, they will view the idea of premeditated murder as being equivalent to saying something that was racist. In their mind, that justifies killing somebody. Oh my God. I don't even know what to say. I hope you're still alive in 30 years to farm his second kill. Yeah, because who was here? Like, do you imagine, like, whenever he gets off on parole in like 18 or 20 years or something, like, and then he kills somebody else and be like, oh, yo, who was here the first time he killed somebody? Well, I was here. I remember that. He did it again. He crashed out again. Yeah, God, we're going to be old as hell then, right? Here we go again. It's just really, it is insane. Oh, and these are all the people defending him? Jesus. Okay, sorry about that. Say his name? That's Rico. Oh yeah, I saw this. This is it. Let me see. I pull this up. Low key, bro. This is low key super racist. It's not low key super racist. It's just super racist. It's just super racist. Judge will consider a new trial for Carmelo Anthony after teen killer's legal victory. Oh my God. They want to kill white people with impunity so bad. They do. They do. And I actually, by the way, I actually do think it's this simple. I think they are racist black people that think that they should be able to kill white people because they've been taught that because of slavery, now anything bad they do is white people's fault. This is insane levels of indoctrination, and it needs to be shut down. What is this? Why was the evidence never shown by jury? Hours before the murder, Carmelo Anthony texted a picture of the murder weapon to his girlfriend, and he said he was low-key on the verge. He went to that track meet with the intention of killing a white boy, and he succeeded. I don't think that he was necessarily going to kill a white person. I think he just wanted to kill somebody. I'm not even sure if this was racially motivated, at least from his end. I just think he's a psycho.
John, today we are hearing a lot of new evidence that was never made public during the trial, including details of what investigators found on Carmelo Anthony's phone and why it is that they believe he took a knife to this track meet last year in April. During opening statements,
to stab somebody. Because he wanted to stab somebody. Like, duh. He said it.
Revealed Anthony had a documented pattern of obsession with knives and guns. In one text message, Anthony allegedly fantasized about stabbing someone, writing, "When I stab somebody, I'm gonna lick their blood off the blade." Prosecutors.
By the way, you shouldn't do that. Not only is it bad to drink somebody's blood, it's unhealthy for your system, but you don't know if they could have other diseases that could be transmitted through, their bloodstream. So you should, like, I looked into this. It's not a good, it's unhealthy. It puts you at risk unnecessarily.
They also have numerous examples of Anthony's desire to start fights and to be in fights, and they argue that's
then why was he even in the school? Like, at what point do we not go after the administrators of the school for not taking action on this? I really think that's the point that we need to get to. It's not enough that, Carmelo Anthony's parents, I don't know about that, right? Because I just don't know how involved they are. But the school administrators, if they knew this was happening, why did they allow this to happen? He was recommended for expulsion?
He went to the track meet to do that day. The reason none of that came out at trial is that the defense and prosecution had what they're describing as a gentleman's agreement, an off-the-record understanding that neither side would go into character evidence, including allegations of violence and bullying by Austin Metcalf.
Yeah.
Instead, both sides would focus on what happened under the tent the day of the stabbing. The defense now argues that Anthony chose not to testify in his own defense because at the last minute of the trial, prosecutors reversed course and told them if Anthony takes the stand, it would violate their agreement and open the door to all of those character issues being brought out. That agreement is a key part of the defense's argument as to why it is that Anthony deserves a new trial. And that's something we're going to continue to hear a lot more about.
I agree. As I said, I think they need to retry him and then put him up for capital punishment.
The rest of today,
100%.
Possibly into tomorrow.
And they have to go after the school administrators. They have to go after them. If you don't go after the school administrators, Carmelo Anthony is a cookie. I want to go after the cookie factory. They manufactured this problem. If they had done their job, Carmelo Anthony wouldn't have stabbed anybody. Because at the end of the day, keep this in mind, Carmelo Anthony is a minor. He's a kid. And yes, he's crazy. Yes, he should go to jail. Yes, they should execute him. And yes, it should be public. All of these things are true. However, he is just a kid. They had a responsibility. They have a responsibility to take care of these kids. And to prevent them because he ruined his own life. He destroyed his own life because the administrators in the school were not able to identify that he had problems. He destroyed his own life. I'll pull somebody up. We haven't pulled anybody up. Hey, Misery, way to peek. Miss Chip, does it not get you views? What are you unhappy about that I'm saying here? You're getting pulled up. We haven't pulled anybody up today at all. You're the first person. You're getting banned. The administration's being handcuffed by government legislation like No Child Left Behind. Well, that's educational. That's different. Sorry. Well, no. Like, what am I saying that's inaccurate? Like, I mean, you've been upset. What am I saying that's not accurate? Tapper, no, that's not the girl in the photo. I can tell. Nothing inaccurate? Okay, so then why are you saying it? Jesus Christ. Jesus, what a weirdo. Nothing, bored, sorry, it won't happen again? What the fuck? What the fuck? Like, what a weirdo.
John?
I would
what
assume
a
if he
weird
gets a new
guy.
trial, all of the stuff that was presented in court today would probably be admissible.
What a weird guy. What the fuck?
Yeah, it absolutely. Prosecutors have already said that's part of the reason both sides agreed to this deal is because they didn't want to further enrage this public debate that was happening outside, where this was really, they felt, throwing gas onto an already big fire if they brought out a lot of these character attacks. Of course, going forward to the next trial, that agreement would not be in place, and all of this would be fair game. Prosecutors said they would have brought all of this up if it weren't for that agreement.
Well, it's all out there now. Garrett Tenney for us in McKinney. Thanks, Garrett.
That's amazing. She has postpartum depression. Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, maybe Carmelo Anthony had postpartum depression, and that's the reason why he did that. B. Carmelo, yeah, this is just nuts, man. And, yeah, all this stuff, good knife and backpack. I'm not going to go through all this. I think that we all know about it. And this is James Tallarico. This guy is running for Senate here in Texas. He might win. I feel like it's unlikely that he wins. But, you know, the guy he's running against is also kind of a piece of shit. So it really kind of depends. People don't like Ken Paxton either. This could be a situation kind of like... what the fuck's his name? That retard from Canada. Who's the retard from Canada? Justin Trudeau. Where, like, Justin Trudeau was also a dumb piece of shit, but he wasn't the guy that was besides him. Ken Paxton's the other guy he's running against.
Of Texas, we see what happened with Carmelo Anthony, and you said it was a tragedy.
Yeah.
What did you mean by that?
Well, I've done a lot of work in the State House on justice reform, and right now we've got a system that doesn't serve all Americans equally, and we know that black Texans have been have not gotten the justice they deserve in many cases. And you know, I'm not an expert on this particular case, but I know that there were no black members of the jury. And to me, that's the only evidence you need to really prove that this system is not working for black Texans.
Man, it's amazing to see our country reduced down to tribal warfare and racial feuds. It's really crazy for me to see this. Wow. I can't imagine being a white person and voting for him. Just straight up. This is a person that's basically saying that it's like a miscarriage of justice that this person got stabbed, and the person that stabbed them went to jail, right? I'd never vote. Yeah. I really don't think any white person should ever vote for a Democrat for any reason, period. It's just such a huge fucking mistake. But I love this clip. It'll bury him. Oh, I think that more, yeah, especially now, right? And yeah, it looks very, very, very bad. Let me see if I can find the other posts. I'll look at some of the things on Reddit, too. I've kind of missed out on that because it's been kind of a while. Identity politics will be the death of the United States of America. Well, I don't think that the problem is that America was founded on very different principles, and we've universalized those principles to a degree that they fundamentally don't work anymore. And I think that's the big issue.